Okay, thank you very, very much. So good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for joining us today. I got the immense pleasure to lead this roundtable on a topic that is of great interest to the society and actually to our magazine L2. We count today, as she was saying, with 4 panelists, 4 brilliant, passionate, strong, bold, talented, unstoppable women, great protagonists to whom today we give voice, light, and power, and who are going to talk about the changes women face in the business world and about, as she was saying, the obstacles we face when we want to succeed. They have reached the top, so they know how to lead the way, open the doors, and let the other in. As Kamala Harris said in her inauguration as Vice President of the United States, "I'm the first, but I will not be the last." The role of women in society is something that at Elle we support from the very beginning. In 1945, when Elle was born, its founder, Madame Hélène Lazareff, wanted to create a magazine that would address would address to women for the first time in history in France, and would give women a voice, listen to their fears, and push their aspirations, something that was absolutely disruptive at that moment, and encouraging women to take their place in society, to be independent, to be active, and to be absolutely self-confident. And we're still doing this today, every month through the magazine, talking to more than half a million readers, and on the web trying to connect women throughout our 5 million unique users. And this is our mission. And it's really we think it's a social mission, promoting, recognizing, and applauding women, giving them a voice, amplifying their struggles, raising them when they are falling, celebrating their achievement, and above all, helping women to be a bit more happier, so that no one ever will put up barriers again, neither in their professional dream, nor in their personal life. And those of us who are here today, I'm talking to women especially now, we all know that in a way we are all connected, because we know that together we are stronger, together we add up, together we multiply. This is the principle of sorority, that invisible thread, that, as they say in French, fil rouge, that exists between us, that unites us and goes beyond nationality, age, political belief, or skin color. I repeat, together we are stronger, because there is still a long way to go to reach equality, especially when it comes to reaching the top. Because the glass ceiling, we know, is still difficult to break, and women are still not equally valued for their work. I just shared some figures with you. According to a recent study, only 6% of the general management of companies in Spain are occupied by women. And with this figure, we rank 6th in gender equality in European Union, whose average is 8. At the level of managers who report directly to the CEO, Spain has 17% of women, 4 points below the European average, which is 21%. On the other hand, it is slightly above the European Union average in the number of Spanish female CEOs, with 33% compared to 31% in Europe. One last piece of information. This is striking, this is amazing. A Spanish woman has to work 51 days more than a man to have the same salary, with a parity of position, experience, and studies. Even if in recent years it is true, you know, that we have driven a profound change, the society is really changing, and we have fought for our rights, progress towards equality, we still need to put the focus on us. So I really thank the South Summits to focus on this subject and on this issue, to generate spaces like this so that our struggles, our stumbles, our triumphs are known and shared and can be an inspiration. To advance more and more quickly, the key is to make visible those real examples of women who are a source of inspiration of others. Because when one woman empowers another woman, nothing can stop her. No one gets to the top alone. The success of one of us make the others stronger. So with this in mind, let's start, and let me introduce them to you. Tina Alton, she's wearing the red jacket today. She's the president and CEO of Nations of Women. Tina has a proven track record in global leadership, change management, business growth, women's empowerment, sales, and global business expansion. She's a multi-award-winning entrepreneur, author, and educational psychologist. She supports, mentors, and trains entrepreneurs and global leaders to succeed in life and business through tried and tested principles and protocols. From Nations of Women, they inspire, empower, and strategically connect women to spearhead systemic change across the nations. Also, they provide tools, resources, and the community to equip mainstream women to take leadership positions for the socio-economic development of nations. In 2021, she was recognized as one of the UK's most influential business women and mentor. She's catalyzing sustainable economic development and women's empowerment through her efforts. She has mentored more than 5,000 entrepreneurs and empowered more than 35,000 women in entrepreneurship. Bravo.
Yeah.
During her term as the High Commissioner to Ghana for the World Business Angels Investment Forum, an affiliate partner of the G20 Committee on Financial Inclusion, she helped identify key partners within the government of Ghana to deliver a comprehensive Africa master plan. Beyond the stage and sitting with leaders and businesses, Tina makes significant contributions in boardrooms where she offers her expertise to various non-profit organizations. Her core values are integrity, loyalty, hard work, and perseverance. Chiara Quaglia, here she is. Welcome, Chiara.
Thank you.
She has worked in the travel and payment industry for over 20 years and is currently Senior Vice President of Travel Market Development within MasterCard's Global Association and segments focused on proposition B2B, travel insurance, travel, and overall travel industry strategy. Previously, she worked as Commercial Director in the Amadeus Payment Unit in the Global Card Division of Banco Santander and in AirPlus International, and is also the Ambassador in Spain of the European Women's Payment Network, a non-profit organization whose objective is to promote gender parity in the payment industry. Welcome, Chiara, and bravo.
Thank you.
Lina Maria Uribe Restrepo, on the left, is Head of Business Development Center at the Universidad Pontificia Bolivariana in Colombia. She studied environmental engineering, completed a master's degree in innovation and knowledge management. She worked for 9 years as an environmental engineer in different organizations, both public and private, in the development of environmental management plans for different municipalities in Colombia. Today, from the Universidad Pontificia Bolivariana, one of the best and well-renowned in her country, she also leads the development of UPB Venues, a patient capital investment fund with which she seeks to economically boost the growth of companies that generate values and wealth for society. And from there, the members of the university are accompanied, advised, connected, and trained to structure their business ideas. In addition, the fund also extends to all those entrepreneurs in the country who have projects that have a positive impact on society and generate new skills and diversification of products and service. Bravo. And last but not least, Clémence Mauchamp is more and more than a financial expert with 20 years of experience. In 2018, she founded LeadHers, a global outreach platform and community of women united in their desire to support the next generation. Here we are. LeadHers' mission is to act at the bridge between a community of successful women and promising young students, the leaders of tomorrow. Perhaps here we will have the leaders of tomorrow. Through an exceptional mentorship program, promising students have the opportunity to exchange and learn from an experienced professional woman in the field of interest. But mentoring is not the one-way street, you know that. In a world of technological disruption, reverse mentoring can lead to better understanding between generations. By bringing together women from different generations and from a wide range of industry and backgrounds, LeadHers facilitates the transfer of knowledge, ideas, and experiences between different generations. This reminds us of the importance of drawing inspiration from the experiences of others. So I thank you very, very much. So let's start. So I will start asking one precise question, but please try to be really spontaneous, try to enrich the conversation whenever you want and take, of course, the floor. So I will start with you, Clémence, as you're here very close to me. How can women feel safe and empowered to speak up and negotiate for themselves?
I think for women to feel safe, they first have to understand their weakness, their strength, and the rules of the game. By rule of the game, the workplace is not like school. You have those rules which are present everywhere, but which are taught nowhere. I'm going to give you a few examples to be concrete. For example, performing is not enough. Your work is to claim your performance, that people know what you have done. Number two, I think that life and work is not like a train station. If you miss the train, there's not the next one coming. And it's the same with opportunities. You know, if you miss the train, there's the next one coming. But if you miss an opportunity, it's not going to come back. So this imposter syndrome that makes you think that you shouldn't seize it, you eradicate it. This time of the year, it's not the right time because I have those plans. You forget about it, you seize the opportunity. And the last point I would say is like politics. Politics is not a bad word. It's on top of performance. Everybody performing is the bare minimum. I think being politic is just an additional skill, and it doesn't mean stabbing people in the back. It just means having strong alliance, talking to the right people that can help you along the way. So that's one thing. About negotiation, I think one thing we have to be aware of, there is this study from Harvard and Carnegie Mellon that shows, and a very credible institution, that actually women don't negotiate as well as men. If you put them in the same setup, men outperform women by 27%. But they did another study where they asked women not to negotiate for themselves, but to negotiate for someone else. And then, all of a sudden, this woman outperformed herself by 18%. And third experiment, they asked the woman to write an essay about an experience she went through in a very assertive way, where she fought for herself. And after that, she went on for negotiation. And in that instance, not only she outperformed herself by 43%, but on top of it, she outperformed the men. So I think it's just having the right mindset, the shift in the mindset can yield dramatic change. And to be aware of your weakness and addressing them is very important.
Bravo. Very nice. So, Chiara, I go to you now. One of the consequences of inequality between men and women stems from education and economic dependence or independence. So, financial freedom and business are an essential trigger. How to educate the next generation in this, and how do you think a greater financial culture could be promoted?
Yeah. So let me give you some data. So Mastercard did a study, Women in Finance, that we released back in January 2023. And what we found out in that study, that 66% of women in Spain that are not economically independent think that they will never be. And pay attention that the percentage is even above the average in Europe and only below certain countries like Germany, France, or Italy, for example. Now, 74% of Spanish women think that it's a key priority on their life, specifically on young generation, to be economically independent. And 7 out of 10 women think that they are doing better in terms of economic independence before the previous generation. So what we can see here is definitely there is still a gap, a gender gap, and women tend to think that they are doing a lot of I would say, not paid job, or they are paid less. A lot of women get out, I would say, of the workforce because they want to take care of the family and so on. But even 15% said that they prefer to depend on someone else, okay? So how we can address this, okay? I think nowadays we do have in all the different, I would say, companies and so on, there are a lot of associations that support this, I would say, day activity and inclusion activity. Also in Mastercard, we have many, but I would like specifically to quote 2 that I think are really important. One is called Relaunch Your Career. So basically, this is a program aimed to those people, and to be frank, the majority are women, that had to pause their career during 5, 10, 15, 20 years because they wanted to take care about the family or the kids or older parents, and they want to get back to work, okay? So what we offer is a 16-week paid program where we support them and, with mentor, and we instill them the confidence that they can go back to work, okay? So I think this is a very important program to support women. And another one, it's really, it's called Girl for Tech, where we really go to the school and say to girls, that younger girls, that they can do whatever they want in life, okay? They can study STEM and they can succeed and have a career in STEM, and they can have a family and a career, okay? And I think that's very important because education should start with a younger
the very beginning, and the change is from the very beginning and from schools, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Tina, knowledge is acquired throughout our professional life, but at the speed the world is going, many become obsolete, as she was saying, or they take some years off. However, abilities do not expire. What are the essentials to face the future, and how should women specifically work on leadership skills?
Thank you so much for that. So I think when we think about leadership, there's many, many components, but the first one is communication. I think if I can speak to you in a way that you can hear the heart of what I'm saying, you will be able to come on board. So whether it's sharing your vision, whether it's leading a team, as women, sometimes where, they use words such as she's fierce, she's aggressive, but it's passionate. When you find me in a very passionate mode, it's like tiger, but it's being able to, irrespective of whatever is going on in our lives, whatever, challenges you're facing, being able to communicate clearly in a way that your team understands, in a way that whoever's listening to your vision, whether it's your suppliers, whether it's your partners, that they're able to understand exactly what you're saying. A very good example, New Zealand, the Prime Minister, obviously we've all come out of COVID. It was the consistency with which she was communicating that made the entire nation feel like, that was a very good leader. She really communicated well to us. Was she doing any different to what other countries were doing? No, but it was the consistency with which she was communicating. The other thing I'll add is negotiation. I think we've touched on it a little bit. The truth is no one's going to come and save you.
No.
You have to learn to save yourself. It's like you're in the sea, you know, you have to learn to swim. You have to learn to go. So it's being able to, I feel like, understand your worth. Know that I'm at the table and therefore I contribute something to the table. Don't wait to be told what it is you're bringing, that you are at the table. So just get on with it, negotiate. If it's this you want, go for it, speak it, ask for it. Obviously, don't be anyone for it, but ask. Well, I always say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. And then emotional intelligence, because I think that's one key area that a lot of the time women are, bashed about as in, oh, they're too emotional. Yes, of course, we all have emotions, but you have to. If you feel like maybe sometimes it's challenging, for example, I've been in male-dominated industry, particularly finance, where you're the only woman there, and I think it's easy to kind of like shrink back and think, oh, but the truth is you can learn. These are opportunities. There are opportunities to learn. How do I increase? How do I actually get better at, how I manage my emotions? If somebody says something that is not representative of who I am, for example, I realize somebody's trying to, shut me down. How do I hold my ground without losing it, with, maintaining my confidence and being able to still say what it is that I need to say? I would say confidence. I think, I know that one of the key reasons a lot of women don't start their business or don't grow their business is confidence. And confidence is not something you can buy, in the shops like shoes, beautiful shoes in Midian. It's about constantly reminding yourself of who you are, reminding yourself that you carry value, reminding yourself that you have worth. Think of the note, the €5, €10 in your pocket. When you squeeze it, squash it, tear it up, it still maintains its value. So don't let anyone ever tell you that you don't, you don't have what it takes, that you're not worth it. You have to remember you're there and therefore you carry that worth. Finally, I add mentorship. I think it's very, very important. Find other people that you can mentor, you can pour into, share your experiences. Because once I know that, hey, you went through that, I find the strength in what it is that you shared with me.
Fantastic. And exactly what you're talking about, confidence, is, I think, one of the big problems now that that Lena, I'm talking to you now, among other things, this forum, the importance of entrepreneur culture, it stands out. But in Spain, only 20% of women start a business, perhaps because they lack of confidence, or a ratio that is still low in many countries, not in Spain. Why do you think this is? How to break that barrier?
Okay, first I want to say that I am so happy to be here. I'm from Colombia and traveled many, many hours to come here. And I'm very happy to be part of this panel with these amazing women. And I have two hats today. No, normally. The first one, I work at the university, but I am entrepreneur as well. I have a female entrepreneurship community in Colombia, in Medellin. We have a store in a very important shopping center in Colombia. And there I have 65 different brands of women. And we have as well a program, a female program. And we do this program with our entrepreneurs, but as well with different associations and organizations in Colombia. And I have been working since 6 or 7 years with women. And I am walking this way for many, many years. And I think the first thing that is very important to break this barrier is believe in yourself. Because it's very normal that women when want to create a company,
they want to do a small one. They don't want to. She don't want to make a very, very big company for the world. And we have financial problems as well in Colombia and everywhere. And but I am a very positive person, and I want to speak more for the positive things that are happening right now, because in Colombia and in Latin America in general, everything is changing step by step, but we have a very, very hard and strong ecosystem in Latam. And in Colombia, for example, we have 30 women with business, for example. It's low, but we are working very hard for it. Yeah. And in order of these things, I would say, first, right now we can find investors who want to invest money in women business, and that is very, very good. The second one is when, for women, it's very important to have a role model, a woman to follow. And because a woman, when say, hey, she can do that, I can do that as well. And I work in a university, and education is very, very important, but from early age. We have to show to our children or the young people that entrepreneurship is a very good option to grow and to have companies who can change the world.
How important is, and unfortunately we just have 2 minutes left, so I launch a question and the person who wants can answer. How important is to know this importance of sorority? That is to say, how important is to see another woman that can succeed, and how important is that women work together to generate opportunities and also break those paradigms that have been built throughout history? Who wants to answer?
If I can,
yes,
very shortly.
please.
I think it's very important. Mentorship with women in the company, in the leadership, is extremely important. But I think it's less about fixing the women, okay, and more engaging with men, okay? I think this is extremely important. So part of the association that, in the role I have in the Association of European Women Payment Network, is also working with other associations globally. There is one, specifically, it is called Catalyst, okay? And it's an association that is powered by the major, I would say, CEO and leading company of the world. And this association, the lemma is make the workplace a better place for women, okay? So what they did is, they did a study, they see why men are not engaging, okay, and supporting women on this inclusion. And they say that, look, can be fear, can be apathy, can be lack of awareness, okay, of all of this. And then after the study, they create a movement that is called MARC, Men Advocating Real Change in the Company, because they need to be, they are an essential part, okay, of improving all this inclusivity. How? Maybe cross-gender mentoring, I think it is important. And all these activities that companies are, I would say, setting up internally, maybe just to, I would say, fix women, need to be open to everyone, okay? Because it's not about the, the women's side, it's also to work extremely, to work together.
The society, no?
Yes.
I think the society has to change its mindset. And I think now, as UN United Nations say, he for she and she for he, no?
Yeah.
We need men to change the world. We need women to change the world. We need to work together. So thank you very, very much. Thanks to our panelists. I leave the floor to you if you want to close.
Thank you, all of you. I mean, that was fantastic. Really insightful. Yeah.